Some of the most important features of the QNAP NAS are configured in your network settings. In this video, you will learn how to initiate network configuration settings on your NAS. To configure the network settings on your NAS, first click on Control Panel, System Settings, then on Network. The TCP/IP page will load. Keep in mind that for a NAS with 2 LAN ports, you can connect both network interfaces with 2 different switches and configure the TCP/IP settings. The NAS will have 2 IP addresses with access from 2 different subnets, known as multi-IP settings. First off, to configure the TCP/IP settings, DNS server, and default gateway of the NAS, click the Edit icon under the Edit section. Under the Network Parameters tab, you'll be able to configure the network speed, obtain the IP addresses settings, use static IP address, and jumbo frame. Jumbo frames refer to the Ethernet frames that are larger than 1500 bytes. If the network appliance supports jumbo frame, select the appropriate maximum transmission unit value in bytes according to the network environment. A dynamic host configuration protocol server, or DHCP server, assigns IP addresses to the clients on a network. Select Enable DHCP server to set the NAS to a DHCP server if there's none on the local network. You can also configure the DNS server and the default gateway on this page. Now, let's take a look at the Wi-Fi settings. To connect the NAS to a Wi-Fi network, plug in a wireless adapter device into a USB port of the NAS. You can connect to the NAS to the Wi-Fi network by either connecting to an existing network or by manually connecting to one by entering the SSID and security key. If Wi-Fi is the only connection between your NAS and your router, you must select WLAN 1 as the default gateway in the TCP/IP page. Next, let's click on the IPv6 tab. To use this function, select the option Enable IPv6 and click Apply. The NAS will restart, and after restart, go back to the IPv6 page again. Click the Edit button to edit the IPv6 auto configuration, the static IP address, and the DNS server. Next, let's open the Proxy tab. Enter the proxy server settings to allow the NAS to access the internet through a proxy server for live updates of the firmware, virus updates, and app add-on downloads. Lastly, let's take a look at the DDNS Service page. To allow remote access to the NAS using a domain name instead of a dynamic IP address, enable the DDNS service. You will need a DDNS service, which can be created for free at noip.com. There are also many other DDNS providers that the NAS supports, which are listed in the user manual, but all the other providers are not free. Now, you should know how to configure all your important network settings for the best overall NAS experience. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our next videos.